Hello? Hello, hello? Can you all hear me? Do you all hear me? Hello? Do you all hear me? How is stream going? My internet seems to be going up and down a bit. I know Rambo is turning down, he was watching something downstairs. He's turning off his stream, so that should be fixing it. Is everything working good for you all? Is the, like, quality decent? Is it coming in and out? So yeah, let me know if everything's looking good. Someone will read. Will asked if this will be on the channel later. Yes, my VODs always come up immediately after the stream is over. If there is a spike in like the stream quality, it might cut off at one point in time. Like it might be like half of it is not there initially, but once it's done processing, the rest of it will be there. So it'll take a couple hours to finish processing. Usually it takes like the next morning when I wake up, it's completely done processing. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But so it is a bit laggy. Yeah, it's mostly on my end, it looks like. So don't worry about you, it seems to be on my end. It's just like, you know, the internet. Trying to get everything all in order and stuff. Also, my internet has been coming in and out like crazy for the last couple of weeks, and I have no idea why. Watch, with my luck, I start streaming like the minute there's a power outage. Alrighty. Okay, so how's everyone doing? We'll just vamp for a second while people keep coming in. It is laggy for you? It's doable? Yeah. So we're not gonna watch video for a while, because I wanted to talk about some of the other things that we saw first. We will watch this video that I have here. Also, shout out to Accent Kisses for uploading this. They're not the only one who did, but this looks like the best angle. So thanks, Accent Kisses, for uploading this video. That's cool. So we can watch this. But it's gonna be a second until we get there. So yeah, let's just vamp for a second while everyone comes on in. Is everyone doing okay today? Did anyone else, did anyone go to RTX? Did anyone do that? Because I've never been. I thought about it a good couple of years ago. And now it's like at the point where it's like, I have no interest in doing that at all. I do not want to go to RTX. You know, like not only because I don't want to support them, but also because, like, even if the company wasn't bad, they just never have anything interesting that I want to see, you know? Something that blew me away. This is crazy. I mentioned it when I streamed earlier this week during my Pokemon Nuzlocke, which if you're interested in a randomizer Pokemon Nuzlocke, I've been streaming that every week. Red vs. Blue is wrapping up. They're gonna finish doing Red vs. Blue. That's so crazy. Like, that's legitimately bonkers to me, you know? And because, like, that was their big thing, and now they're wrapping that up, and they brought back Bernie Burns and Matt Hullum for it, too. Blech. Nah. Like, after the whole Tesla thing, after all the information came out, I have such a bitter taste in my mouth regarding Bernie Burns and Matt Hullum. So yeah, let's start talking about things that did or didn't get announced. So, first things first, I made a bingo board. I tweeted about it, because I was excited, and I really like bingo boards. How many seasons does RVB have? I think this is their last one. I think it's going to be their 18th. Their 17th or 18th. Yeah. Bernie, an actual writer. But is he, though? Is he? Yeah, have you not seen Bernie's ugly Tesla? That he made to look like it came out of Borderlands or something? Is so ugly. I'm pretty sure it's the 18th. I could be wrong. Yeah, so I have this bingo board. So, because I wanted to, When did stream start? 9 minutes ago? About 9-10 minutes ago? So yeah, I made this bingo board because I like bingo boards. And I think it's a fun way to make a list of predictions and to see how many do and don't come true. Yeah, so we'll go over what they did announce. Free space, because there's always free space. New Ruby Chibi, because I saw Ryan commented on it. They announced, I heard that they're announcing new Ruby Chibi, but I don't know for sure. I crossed it off because I decided, like, better to be safe than sorry and at least, like, include it. But I could not find, like, the Rooster Teeth Twitter or the Ruby Twitter tweeting about it. So I don't know where this information came from. I'm not surprised. Like, if there is new Ruby Chibi coming out, I'm not surprised. People love it. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if they aren't doing more Ruby Chibi. So, your PNG tuber looks very cute. Thank you. Thank you a lot. Yeah. No, they also announced new season of Camp. I did see that. And I was confused. It's like, Ryan saying, like, because I would have expected No Man and Nowhere to get something new instead. Not Camp. People haven't watched Camp. They killed Camp. You know, they did Camp dirty themselves. You know? It's, because Camp came out, like, the first season came out, and they had a bunch of marketing towards it. There was commercials and ads and everywhere. And then the second season came out, and they did not talk about it at all. And then I think a third season came out, and they still didn't even talk about it at all. And they just quietly let it die. Like, they stopped doing trailers and commercials for their shows, including Red vs. Blue. But, like, Camp was coming out, and no one knew because there was no trailers anywhere. Even though they have both, like, their YouTube channel, which they would post Ruby trailers on, but then they also have a Rooster Teeth trailers channel. So, yeah, and recorded by Azriel. Arizal? I'm pretty sure I said her name wrong. But yeah, that never even got to get off the ground. Couldn't even go anywhere. And it looked so cute, too. And just died before it could even go anywhere. Oh my god. So yeah, so that happened. They technically announced new B merch, kind of. I'm pretty sure it's actually leftover merch from their Pride Month collection, because I ended up scrolling through Tumblr and I saw some people talking about it during Pride Month, so I don't know if it's new, but I'll classify it as new B merch, you know? And because of that, there's also new merch. I also saw, so this is funny, I saw they have pins from Makeship. And it's just like little pins with like the Ruby Girls emblems on them. And I went to Makeship today. I was looking at their website, and they're not funded yet. Like the Ruby pins, they have 14 days left, but they're not even close to being fully funded. How do you get your avatar to move when you speak? It is a program called, hold on, VideaTube Mini. VeaDoTube Mini. It's a very simple program. You can download it, put in your pictures into the program, and you can close your mouth, and blinking animation as well. And you can also have this little sway to your character. I highly recommend it. It's very easy to use. What was I saying? Oh yeah, their pins aren't even, like, but yeah, they do have technically new merch. They're not fully funded yet on, Makeship, which, if they don't get funded, I don't think you get the product. So, I don't know, which is so weird. Like, I expected way more Ruby stuff. Especially way more Ruby merch, because that's the thing that makes them the most money. And I feel like their go-to thing is to just take, like their concept art and print out a million t-shirts that look really lazy, but it's an easy way. Like, you don't need to commission more art, you already own it. You just print out a million t-shirts, slap it on some on some stuff that you already own, and sell it that way. So I expected way more merch. Like last year, I was thinking about last year. Last year we got the the Hawaiian shirt thing. Do you all remember that? Like it was like floral pattern Hawaiian shirt kind of deal. I don't know. I don't know. Like I just expected way more. Is stream going good for everybody? Is it coming in and out? Is it still choppy for you all? I don't know why. No, my connection it says my connection is excellent on YouTube, so I guess it's fine. So yeah, let me know if it's diving in and out in a way that's bad. What was I saying? Yeah. Volume 9 soundtrack. That was the thing that I'm most jazzed about. That this soundtrack did get announced, and it's really soon. It's next week? No, the week before? The 27th. The week after. The last week of July. 7/27 or 7/28. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for it. I'm gonna listen to the whole thing. That was the one thing I expected them. I kind of expected them to announce the soundtrack, but not have it released that day. That was pretty, of course. That's an easy one to guess. I hoped, though, that it might come out that day. Stream's all good? Good. Does have some lagging, but it's overall okay. Okay, so, yeah, everything seems fine. And then, yeah, that was... Oh, and then Volume 10 did not get announced. That was the big thing. And I was thinking about it a lot. So I'm sure you've all seen, the hashtag Greenlight Volume 10 on Twitter and places. The fact, they even had, a panel asking people to tweet about it on the, during RTX themselves. RTX was also such a shit show. It was so hard to keep track with everything. Because I tried looking at the panels way beforehand. I was trying to figure out what days would be days Ruby stuff was getting announced. And so I tried looking up panels before, a month out, and I couldn't find anything. They did not have any announcing, they had not announced what their panels were yet. And I'm like, I don't know, a month before your convention, I think it would be pretty smart to announce what the panels at your convention is going to be, and, what times or what days. At least when I checked, I couldn't find it. Then, the week of RTX, I finally found, their panels, but I could not, read it on my phone. I don't know what system they were using, their program, but I couldn't zoom in enough to read it. So I had to go to, my computer to, zoom, use my body to lean in closer so I could read what their actual schedule was. But it was yeah. And I thought they were going to announce a bunch of stuff on the second day, but then everything that was important got announced the first day. And I didn't see anything announcing a Ruby panel that day. It was so hard to keep track of it all. It was a nightmare. Yeah, they didn't announce Volume 10. It's still in limbo, I suppose. It's not canceled, but it's not greenlit. And I was thinking about it today, because I'm sure you've all heard about the strike, the writer strike, the actor strike. Everyone's striking. I support them. They should get paid way more, honestly. But yeah, I was wondering, I wonder if the strike is a part of the reason why Volume 10 has not been greenlit yet. But also, I'm not sure, because if the strike was going to be a part of the problem, you would think they would announce that. They would have, a tweet on either the official Ruby Twitter or the Rooster Teeth Twitter, we are delaying Volume 10, standing in solidarity with the strike. We are partnered with the people who are striking. But they haven't. They haven't said anything like that. So I'm not entirely sure if the strike has anything to do with it. I don't know if any of the writers are in the Writers Guild or anything like that. I know some of the voice actors are striking, so, it'd be hard to get, the voice actress for Winter or Crow's voice actor. They can't come in and do Volume 10 if they're striking, so that might be the reason why. But also, I'm pretty sure it's just because they don't have the funding yet. I'm pretty sure Crunchyroll did not work out as well as they thought it would. I don't think they got nearly as much money as they needed to, with it being only on Crunchyroll. So I think that's what the problem is. Like, now it just needs to be like, oh, you really, like, we need to prove that this can be lucrative in the future. I'm pretty sure if Volume 10 gets greenlit, which I would like it if it got greenlit, you know, I would like it if they could finish the story. I don't think they can do it in one volume, you know, but I would like it if they was able to do something. But if Volume 10 does get greenlit, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a way lower production quality than Volume 9 was. Thank you, M3D Med. Thank you. Really, I'd posit that Volume 9 just didn't do well enough. Yes, yeah, I really don't think, a lot of people didn't watch it because they didn't want to pay Crunchyroll. A lot of people who did watch it pirated it because they didn't want to have to pay for Crunchyroll. We were told it's going to come out a year later for free on Rooster Teeth's website, and people are willing to wait. People are always very willing to wait for those things to get it for free. People got upset when Ruby wasn't free for a week after an episode, when it was on the Rooster Teeth website. People got upset when it wasn't free to watch on YouTube. They're not going to pay a monthly subscription to Crunchyroll, you know? Especially if there's nothing else on Crunchyroll that you want to watch, then there's really no reason. The only reason I actually ended up watching Volume 9 was because I really wanted to watch Chainsaw Man and Trigun Stampede. And it was the perfect opportunity to watch these things. And also, while I'm here, I guess I'll watch Ruby. But if it was just Ruby, there was no way I was going to pay that money for the service just for Ruby, you know? So enough people didn't get it. And then also, a lot of people didn't like the volume. Like, even the people who did end up paying for it, it had mixed reactions, which, you know, every volume does have mixed reactions, but this one really does seem to be either people liked it or they really hated it, you know? So, like, no wonder Volume 10 isn't greenlit yet. It is surprising, but I guess I'm not too surprised. Like, I'm not too blown away. I think more what surprises me is everything else on my bingo board, because I had a bunch of stuff on here. I expected, honestly, way more crap. I expected it to be like, because they always have so much stuff. Like a Ruby cameo in a video game. We'll just go down my list. Ruby cameo in a video game. If you go to, like, the Ruby wiki, which is a pain in the ass, because fandom wiki is just a horrible website. But if you do manage to get through it, you can find like, Ruby Rose in so many different art styles because of how many weird video game cameos they've been in. Like, Puzzle of Empires, League of Legends, whatever, you know, they have Smite or whatever it is, I don't know. They have so many weird cameos in places that I expected one of them, something. Next, new writers joining Ruby, and also later I have writers leaving Ruby. I didn't expect this to be a thing. If a new writer was joining, I definitely expected it to be like this convention where they would announce a new writer joining the team, because I'm pretty sure that's when they announced Eddie and Kiersey coming on. But if there was a writer leaving, I didn't expect them to announce it during RTX, but I needed something else to fill a spot on the bingo board, so I did the two to, like, equal each other out. No news, you know, it seems like everyone is still confirmed as writers for Ruby, the four of them, but also because Volume 10 isn't even greenlit, I guess we can't even greenlight which people are staying or leaving for this project, including the writers. So, no new book by E.C. Myers. This blew me away. Or even just a book not by E.C. Myers. Like, they have, like, manga, for example, or, like, other weird, like novels and stuff. But an E.C. Myers book, I definitely expected another one, because didn't the Neo one that just came out, Roman Holiday or whatever it's called, that came out around this time last year too, didn't it? And I don't know, I felt like that did really well. People liked it a lot. And I was convinced it was going to be something about CL. because they mentioned CL in Volume 9, and now they're on this weird CL kick, and I expected a CL side story. But no, nothing. If the next book does come out and it is about CL, called it. Me. I called it. Thank you, Ninja Grime. Cool name. Ruby still needs a dedicated fighting game like Street Fighter 6 or Dead or Alive. That'd be really fun to play. I 100% agree, actually. Because, like, seeing Blaze Blue cross-tag battle, like, Ruby characters just match the idea of a fighting game so well. And there's so many characters, you know? Like, that's just, like, prime time, make a fighting game out of this. But every time they keep making Ruby video games, but keep being dumb. Like, Grim Eclipse, it's fine, like a beat-em-up style, like it makes sense, you know? They plow through hordes of Grim. It's not my kind of game. I'm not into it that much, but whatever, it makes sense. But then, like, yeah, like the tower defense one that they had as an app game, Amity Arena, so bad. And then they had, like, a puzzle match, like, game, whatever. Like, just make a fighting game. They're all fighters. That's too easy. It's so easy to come up with, like, and then their semblances are their final smashes, too, you know? It's so easy. Little merch, I've expected them to play into merchandising Little way more, and they have not. And it honestly blows me away, because Little is so cute and small, and that's like, go to make a plush out of this, make a keychain, because they have so much Zwei shit, you know? If you go to the official Rooster Teeth merch, Zwei's on so many things, because Zwei is cute, and Little is cute, so I expected Little to kind of, like, be second Zwei in this scenario, but no, I don't think there's any Little merch yet, and I'm blown away. A new comic book similar to, I guess we kind of got something. We got the Justice League crossover deal. I expected another DC comic book. Not necessarily the crossover thing, just another one. Because they already had the first ones. That was like that thing that happened in between volumes 4 and 5. And then they had the crossover ones. I just expected another one, but we didn't get anything. That's fine. They're in quality. Volume 10 teaser images, we didn't get anything. Like, not even a trailer, because it's not even greenlit yet. That's, like, I didn't expect a trailer. I did make an entire separate bingo board in case there was a trailer. Just in case, you know, you gotta have all your bases covered. But I didn't actually expect a trailer. I did expect, like, a teaser image, you know, like some storyboard art or whatever. But nah, stream stopped for you? It's on my end. It's definitely on my end. It seems to be getting more stable, my internet connection, so hopefully things are working out. If it stopped, just reload. It's me. I'm the problem, it's me. No, I expected some sort of teaser image or something, but nah, nothing yet. We didn't get a trailer for the Justice League Part 2 movie, but we did get a screenshot. You guys want to see the screenshot? I do have it. I do have it here. Let me show you. So, there it is. God, it's so bad. And I forgot that the screenshot they had for the first part was also bad. Do you remember that? It's the one where, like, it's Batman and Superman standing next to Ruby and Weiss, and the shading effects on Superman and Batman aren't strong enough. Like, they don't match the girls, and the girls' hands are really weirdly tiny, and they're, like, they got these, like, kind of, like, basic plasticky features to them, and it's just a weird screenshot. I totally forgot how bad that one was. So now, like, and I'm amazed I was amazed that this one also was bad. I should have guessed that it'd be this terrible. God, I hate it. So, it's Vixen, Yang, Wonder Woman, and, Black Canary. The 3 actual Justice League women look fine to me. I actually kind of like Black Canary's outfit. I like the blue. It's a nice addition to it. It's not all black, but it's fine, it's whatever. Vixen looks great, you know, it's a simple outfit. That's the thing, the other girls' outfits are rather simple. You know, like, 3 colors at most. You know, simple patterns here or there. And they look like real, like They look feasible. I do admit Wonder Woman's face isn't great. They've never done makeup well with the Maya engine, and they tried giving her this like real powerful fire engine red lipstick to match her outfit. I get what they were going for. They didn't do it good. It does not look right. I think also another problem is she doesn't have any blush on her face, and the blush on their faces is usually pretty subtle. I wish they would play around with more prominent blush, but like Black Canary, for example, you can see she has blush on her cheeks. Yang has a little bit. Vixen even has a little bit, but Diana looks real plasticky. She looks real flat, and I think if they gave her more powerful blush or eyeliner or something, or just toned down the color of her lipstick, it would have helped. But it's not great. But Yang is really just the worst. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so bad. This outfit is awful. It's so brown. Your color's yellow. There's not a shred of yellow on here. Even the like tiny bits of yellow, like the trim, the half an inch of trim on the outside is like this gross like light pea colored yellow or muddy brown my gold is dusty and I need to dust it kind of yellow. Like it's so ugly and I don't like it. There's so many things I hate about this. Let's see if I can zoom in on this picture. So we can like get more Yang front and center. There we go. There she is. Oh, I covered you guys up. I'll make it smaller again. I don't want to cover you all up. Your contributions is some of the funnest part. Yeah, just so bad. Oh my god. It's so incohesive. Why is it like a skirt type deal? Like, what are they going for? Why did they, like, and you can see her other arm has crap over it. Like this, like reddish brown thing that's making her corset skirt is also up on half of, like, one of her boobs and covers one of her arms. Do you see that? Why keep the other arm completely exposed? Like, they usually play around with asymmetry with Yang. Get it? Because of her, it makes sense. It matches the themes. But this is just like grossly asymmetrical. You can just give her a normal outfit. You can cover up both arms. I don't understand. And I saw a lot of people being like, Yang's muscular. Yang has muscles now. And I'm like, no, she doesn't. This, like, it's not enough muscle, I would say. It's just bigger arms, kind of. But, and like, they give her huge thighs. It's not really muscle in my mind. At least not, because she still looks stick figure-y. You know, her arms still feel skinny. And maybe they just feel skinny because her boobs are literally bigger than her head. Each boob is bigger than her face. That's so, and I know she's the top heavy one. She's the one with big tits. That's the thing. But oh my god. And okay, and it'd be one thing if like her tits were big, her shoulders are broad, her hips are wide, she has thick legs. That's all fine. The thing that really makes it look bad is the fact that her waist is really skinny still. Like, her waist is thinner than everything else on her body. The only thing thinner than her waist is her neck, I assume. We can't really see it. But, like, her waist is skinnier than the length of her head. If you're gonna have a big, broad, badass brawler, why still give her the itty-bitty, tiny little skinny waist? You know? If you're gonna lean into the muscle vibe, lean into it all the way. What's worse is you can clearly see that with Diana, with Wonder Woman. She's broad, she's built, she's got big boobs, and she's also still built like a human being. Yang looks like she's gonna snap in half. It just looks so bad, and it feels weirdly over-sexualized. And the thing is, another thing is that this is supposed to be older Yang. She's older now. Bleh. Because, get it, the Justice League were teenagers in the first one, apparently. I thought you could watch it on HBO Max. You can't. You can only watch it on, like, Amazon and things like that. Like Amazon Prime. And you have to rent it for $5. Ugh, no, no thank you. Yes, Yang is supposed to be older because it was the other way around in the first one, and so now the girls are going to be older for this one. Thank you, M3D again. They turned Yang into a One Piece character. Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Oh man, you're right. Oh damn, that sucks. But, so yeah, she's supposed to be older, and that's why they've arbitrarily made her tits absurdly gigantic. But the thing is, her face is no different. Like, she doesn't have an older-looking face. Her hair is barely different, she's just put it in a ponytail. If you're gonna go with this they're older angle, like, commit all the way, you know? Also, look at a single human being and model your character to not look like this. God, it's just everything about it is so ugly. It's all flat and textureless, and I hate it. The orange scarf, there's so many colors, and none of them are good together, and not a single one of them is yellow. Whether her color is frickin' yellow, put the girl in yellow already. The orange scarf is doing nothing. I don't know why they've insisted on keeping this stupid orange scarf on Yang in all of her stupid, ugly-ass outfits, because it looks like ass. We don't need to cover up her head area. Her hair has a lot of detail and designs. You don't need to cover up her face more with a stupid orange scarf that doesn't match her outfit. Thank you again, Ninja Grime. The Maya cartoony style is just super unappealing compared to the poser anime style. The colors and materials here look super bland. I agree. And the thing is, so I've seen people talk about this before, because in Maya, their colors are so flat. You know, it's just a solid, flat color. There's barely any, like, fade or texture. If it's a texture, it's like a built-in texture. It's not like a painted-on texture. And that's what they would do with the poser models. And I've had people, like, explain that you can still do that in the Maya engine. They could be giving them texture and, like, a range of colors. They're just not. Thank you, Mar. Thank you, Mar. Yo, off topic, but did you hear a Project Rose at RTX? Love yourself, check it out. My friends premiered their Ruby OVA 2 animation there. Nice. Cool. I did not hear about that. Oh, wait. Which one's Project Rose? Is that the one that's, like, sad? Like, sad vibes? Is that the one? If that's it, if that's the one that I'm thinking about, then I have seen it before. I've seen it, not the, like I've seen the announcement trailer and stuff for it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think what's also, so let's compare this to their actual outfit from the actual comic. This is it. This is what their outfits look like in the comic. I'll give a rundown on them all. I think they're fine. They're close enough. I mean, fine. Ish. They're close. The thing is, they're, like, very heavily inspired from their Volume 4 era outfits. Except for Weiss, who's inspired more from her Volume 1 era style outfit. And then Yang seems to just be entirely unique. I guess she's kind of taking inspiration from her Volume 1 outfit, if anything. But it's mostly just seems to be its own thing. Like, the others are very clearly like, that's Volume 4 Blake, that's Volume 4 Ruby, that's Volume 1 Weiss. Yang is just a little bit more creative, which I understand. Yang's outfits are all bad, so might as well do something with it. I think they're okay. I'm not in love. Like, Blake's outfit is just, she added a mask to her face, and the mask being black paired with her black hair feels kind of like there's just hair in her eyes. I wish they would have gone with, like, ironically, white on the mask would have worked pretty well. Or a shade of purple. Not Weiss, sorry. Blake overall, too much like how she always is. There's always just too much white in the design. But it's not bad. There's more black and more purple than her usual looks has. So it's not the worst. I like the idea of the shoes being white to complement the rest of it. It's functional. It's fine. It's not terrible. It's better than she currently has. Weiss is okay. I have nothing to say. It's okay. It's cute enough. It's fine. It's actually really close to her Volume 1 outfit, but also there seems to be, like, elements of that Volume 2 extra special outfit, her Snow Pea outfit. It works. Of them all, I think Weiss is the best looking. This looks like something she could have worn in the show itself. It doesn't feel like a superhero outfit, though. Like the Justice League theme, not seeing it, but it's still good. It's definitely the best one. Thank you again, Ninja Grime. Remember during the Poser era, when they had much more vibrant colors and painted shadows on the clothes to give the characters more depth to their outfits, you know, to feel more anime? It was so nice. And something I think about, because now they have, like, this shader, like this shading software, and I think it's not good. I don't like it. They don't use it often enough to have a really stand out, and it just kind of makes everything feel kind of weirdly flatly shaded. I would rather have things be either non-shaded at all, but have more, like, colors and textures painted onto the designs themselves, because then at least it will look interesting and unique, versus what they have where everything is very flatly colored, but there's dynamic shading sometime, but the shading more often than not just looks janky. Like, if you look at Weiss's current outfit, her Volume 7 outfit, there's always something weird going on with her jacket area or her, like, skirt. The shadows just more flail around than do anything interesting or dynamic. And if they wanted something interesting or dynamic, then they could add the shader on in those moments. But for the most part, it's just a very flatly designed world. Thank you again, Mar. Hold on, I gotta scroll up to see what your comment says. Choreography style, catch their OVA 2 preview when you get the chance. It's on YouTube. Okie dokie. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, their designs. Then there's Ruby. I like the idea of the sleeve fading into her hands with the red, and I like the shoes. I think the shoes are fine. They're better, they're at least more cohesive than the other shoes she's had. Oh, Mar, by the way, leave a link to it in the comments, and I'll pin it to the top of the comment section. So then the link will be right there for everybody. Nice. So yeah, I don't like how they've changed Ruby's cape to this scarf type deal. To be, you know, it's not doing what it should be doing. And also, getting rid of the skirt on Ruby, it's a little weird. She kind of feels like a weird Spider-Man character, you know? Like, she's one of the universes of Spider-Man, but it's Ruby. Like, I don't know. It's, like, she doesn't need a skirt. Like, I've seen her, like, her Volume 7, 8, 9 outfit. There's technically a bit of a skirt there, but it's a lot smaller one. I think it's just that it's all very form-fitted to her. And that's not really something Ruby wears. There would be something to, like, break up the shape of her body somewhere. But I don't know. Anyway, the important one, Yang. Yang's outfit, not amazing. I don't know why they went with this, like, brown, muddy, coppery thing. They also have green on her top. She's very busy. She has the most colors out of them all, which is crazy to me, and none of them are the colors that the other girls have. Like, you can see, like, Weiss has, like, this purple trim now in her outfit. That looks great. It matches Blake, you know? Ruby has more prominently white in her shoulder areas. No one has yellow in their outfit, and Yang doesn't have any of their outfit colors in her outfit. Her pant is black, I guess. That matches Blake's black and Ruby's black. But no red, no purple, no white, nothing. Not even yellow! And that's the crazy thing. There's still no damn yellow on Yang. But, importantly, the like, face mask thing, I'm not so sure how I feel about it, but I do actually like her hair doing this, because it's Goldilocks. The big hair is kind of a big deal with the design, and so, like, pushing the hair element even bigger, I think works. You know, it matches the style of other superheroes we've seen, like, a bit like Starfire. You know, if you've seen what Starfire looks like in the comics, it's kind of up that alley, and I like that. I think that works. I think, like, elements of this design is fine. I think just the colors would need to be fixed. The actual design elements of it, I think, fine. Again, the orange scarf thing feels unnecessary, but it works slightly better. But, yeah, I would have much preferred just getting this wholesale over this. This is such a big departure from that. Her hair looks less important than how it normally is because she has it in a ponytail now. And like, I want Yang's hair to be up. If you saw my bingo board for a Volume 10 trailer, if we got it, I want Yang to braid her hair. I really, really, really want Yang to braid her hair in this big, chunky braid with a bunch of strands sticking out of it that look like little flames, and then when she goes into her semblance and she gets her flame hair, it would all light up like kind of like those like flame rods from Mario, where it's like a line of flames all connected to each other, and each section of her hair braid would be its own individual flame, and then the final end would be a bigger flame. And I think that'd be cute. That'd be adorable. It'd be precious. So I want Yang to have her hair up, but this feels lazy and like a weird step back, because the last time we saw Yang with her hair up in a ponytail is when she was in the throes of her depression after she lost her arm. So like, Yang with ponytail is kind of like synonymous with Yang with in a bad spot in her life. There are so many things you could do with Yang, and they keep doing the worst things. They keep picking the ugliest options, the stupidest looking options, and I hate it. I hate this so much. Man, I don't even know. How many people even watched the first one? How many people even liked the first one? This DC crossover. Ugh, God. Hold on, let me get some water. Everyone should remember to hydrate. Stay hydrated. Drink some water. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Water. It's really good. Okay, let's keep going with the rest of the bingo board. New app game. I didn't really expect it after Amity Arena died, but I expected. Rooster Teeth loves making bad decisions, so. New spin-off of. A new spin-off series. I expected something kind of like Fairy Tales. Do you remember that one last year? The one where they just told a couple of little fairy tale spin-offs from their in-universe fairy tales. I expected either another season of that, where then they would tell us what The Girl Who Fell Through the World was, or Yum 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 Water. Critter 2023. That's me. It's really good. Water tastes good. See, or some other weird spin-off thing, because they love having Ruby spin-offs, but no, they didn't do anything like that. Didn't do any of it. New anime, I didn't expect it this year. I do expect it eventually. I expected another thing, not Ice Queendom, but something like Ice Queendom, like a season 2 thing or something. I don't know. Like, once they dabbled with it once, they definitely want to dabble with it some more, you know? New production company, I definitely wasn't expecting this. It's just something I think will happen. I don't think it's something they'll announce like it's a fun detail of their convention. Ooh, we got bought out. Ooh. I do expect it to happen. I didn't expect it to happen for RTX though. But I do 100%. It's gonna happen. Critter's favorite flavor is water, confirmed. You make me sound so boring that way. But like, man, water's so nice. It keeps headaches away. It makes you feel better. It fills you up if you're hungry. Not really. They say that, but I just like water. When you live in a place where you don't have good water, you don't realize how good water is. Like, I lived at a place where there was well water, so you can drink it straight from the tap. And then I moved to a place where you needed a water purifier to filter your water because there were so many minerals in it, and I was getting confused because I was like dying. I was like the water tasted terrible, and I was so dehydrated no matter how much water I drank. And I was feeling nauseous, and I had headaches, and everything felt bad. And I drank a beer, and the beer felt like it was hydrating me instead. And so that's when we were like, we have to get a water purifier. And so you don't realize how good water is until you don't have it. Am I a mermaid? No, I can't swim. I could not be a mermaid. I sink. Water is human gasoline. True, true, true. Hydro is the bomb. Sunshine. I see that pun there. I know. I see what you're doing. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Volume 9 soundtrack released. We already talked about that. E.C. Myers book. You know, new board game. If I would have put my money on any of these, I would have definitely guessed a new board game would come out. You know? They love making their dumb, weird board games, don't they? Which are all just, like, rip-offs of other board games that already exist. Like, remember when they did the, $1 million board game? Do you remember that? You get $1 million but, that's what it was called. And it's basically just, Cards Against Humanity. I remember that. Yeah. I would have definitely expected some weird, dumb new board game for Ruby, but no. It was crazy. New manga. Again, I expected something. It's been a while since we had a new manga, haven't we? We can confirm Critter isn't a waterbender? No. I would be an earthbender. God, I love the earth. They're just the coolest ones, too, you know? New video game? Again, another one I wasn't really expecting, but I expected something, you know? They've had several dabbles with video games before. I would expect them to do something, at least announce the idea for something. And yeah, and then we never got a Volume 10 trailer. So, it's a weirdly empty RTX, because look at all this stuff. This kind of thing is like what I would normally expect. Like any day of the week, I would expect any of these to happen. And so for RTX to have less than half of these things, like ignoring the free space, because it's a free space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5 out of all of the whole bingo. I guess if technically these were lined up, I could have gotten a bingo. But man, that's disappointing. That's a lot of... And it wasn't even that, like, they did other things instead. Like, nothing else really got announced. Like, I was checking the Twitters all day. The Rooster Teeth Twitter and the Ruby Twitter. I was checking them both all day for all 3 days of RTX. And there was just, like, nothing happening. They did this, like, VTuber thing with Ruby and Lindsay. And I'm like, okay. Cool. Is there anything else happening? Weirdly empty RTX completely summarizes the whole thing, especially the exhibit hall. Dang. Like, they did this thing, someone panned over in the video we're gonna watch, which, here, let me get this out of the way. In this video we watched, I saw another angle of someone, like, panning over to show the crowd, and, like, Eddie or Miles or someone retweeted it, and they're like, there wasn't a dry eye in the audience. And, like, And I'm like, I don't know, that just feels like a kind of small crowd. You know? And I know this is probably the most packed convention that they had. Like, this panel was probably the one that had the most people there, because it's the Ruby stuff. And, like... I don't know. I don't think Rooster Teeth... Did I miss a Death Battle thing? I don't know. I don't keep up with Death Battle. I never watched it. So I guess let's watch this. Let's check out the epilogue. My internet seems to have stabilized, so everything's a-okay. Now that I said that, it's definitely gonna tank. But, oh, you're right, there it was. It tanked, yep. Okay, so yeah, let's watch this. I haven't actually watched it. I know. Confession. The truth come out. I haven't actually watched it. I started to watch it. I first actually saw it on TikTok. I was just scrolling through TikTok and I saw this start going. And I was like, oh, did they announce something? And I've seen like 30 seconds of it, maybe a minute. And then I've seen screenshots and I've seen other people talking about it. So I know what happens in it. I haven't seen it though. Let's dive in, because the things that I do know about, I have some opinions. So let's watch. Let me know how the volume's at. Quick question, did VTuber Ruby say ara ara? Probably not. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I don't think Lindsay Jones could do a successful ara ara with Ruby's voice. So, let's dive into this. Let's watch. Let me know, hold on. Let me know what the volume's like. Is it too quiet for you all? I'll turn off my volume a little bit. So, let me know if it's too loud or too quiet, and let me know. Again, shout out to Accent Kisses for uploading this. This seemed like the best angle from the ones I could see. So let's go. Okay. We're gonna... Okay, immediately pausing. So thanks for... I'm glad I was like, let me know what the volume's gonna be like, and then I paused literally 2 seconds in. I hate this. So, Eoner? Eoner? Why? Why? I hate that. So I call it Team Honor, which it consists of Oscar, Nora, Emerald, Ren. I call it Team Honor. I do that because the leader is the one with their name first, you know? I've seen some people call it Reno because they would think Ren would be the leader. I understand that. Literally anything would work except for Emerald in the lead, because there's no way in hell Emerald would be the leader. And it makes me angry. I hate that. I literally hate it. Not only is she new to the team, like she is a bad guy turned good, new, hot off the presses member of the team. No way would she have any sort of, like, authority over the others. But also, Emerald's character in general is not someone who would be in the leader position. You know? She is the most loyal and dedicated follower. You know? Like the way she, like, even with just, like, Mercury and Cinder, you know, she was obsessed with following Cinder, and she didn't, like, work over Mercury. They were a duo. If she did take charge with something, she was doing it herself, you know? She's not a leader. Why is her name first? I hate that. The Judgmental Critter, a owner, as name I see. I don't like it. It's just a small detail, but even those small details, it's like, who thought of that? Literally, who thought of that? Over here is Team Coffee. Here's Team Sun. There you see not Winter. Who's the other bitch? Willow. Willow and Whitley standing here. Crow, Robin, Fiona, Joanna, May. This one just says meh. I don't know who meh is supposed to be. Because I guess it would be probably the Aesops, right? Marrow, Harriet. Yeah. What was the other? Who was Vine and... What was her name? What was her name? The other one. Oh, God. This is gonna annoy me. Because she's my favorite, too. Marrow, Vine... Elm! It's Elm. I figured it out. Thank you, everyone who was gonna answer me literally seconds after I solved it. Yeah, so that's who team... I'm glad we called them Team Meh. That's how I feel about the Aesops. Meh. Yeah, Vine is dead. I was trying to remember Vine with Elm, because they were a pair. Whatever. And then we see Winter front and center. I'm guessing this is Vacuo, like Haven. That's probably Haven back there. It looks an awful lot like every other city we've been to, hasn't it? Meh, not even the team cares. Yeah.
I finally accepted you are coming back. It should have been me.
It should have been me? How's the volume? Let me know how the volume sounds for you all. Eoner equals effervescent. Eoner stands for, well, oh man, Evanescence. Team Evanescence. Let me know how the volume is, for you all, if it's bad. Man, is it all gonna be just Winter waxing poetics? Like, oh, boo-hoo, it's me. Why is Winter in her Volume 7 outfit? Good question. I mean, that just takes too much effort to remember those things, huh? This is very cute artwork. Whoever the storyboard artist is, very good. I love this style.
Not you, not Penny. Me. I was the one who stayed at Ironwood's side for far, far too long.
Oh, God. This is exactly what I don't want. I don't want Winter being like, I'm the one who made the problems. It's all my fault. Shut up. Stop it. My god. You're the one who stayed on Ironwood's side too long? What about the rest of the Aesops? Huh? What do you mean? Who cares? That he's dead. I do not want them to drag Ironwood further. Like, we already can't agree. They've already fucked up. Like, they already did the thing where they made Ironwood, like, be kind of reasonable, so some people agreed with him. Some people are like, hey, he has a point, but they didn't want that. So now they've jumped over backwards to make it look like, oh no, he was always bad, and oh man, poor, sad Winter, not realizing she was following enemy the whole time. Oh, God. Ugh. Ugh.
I was the one who let the staff fall into Salem's hands.
No, you weren't. You know who was? Everyone else. You let the staff fall into Salem's hands. You didn't even know about... Oh, God. Oh, God. You know who it was? It was Weiss and Jean trying to walk it into the portal. It was Penny who was holding it the whole time, and then she turned around because she saw her friends were upset. So what she didn't do, even though she was literally right next to the portal, she didn't javelin spear throw the staff in there. She, I guess, dropped it where she was standing and let someone else pick it up. Let them get all up in there. Whatever. Oh, God. I do like the idea of Winter blaming herself for things, of doubt. The idea of doubt being the plot point for Winter moving from here on out is something I do think would be good, but this already feels like it's gonna be filled with retcons.
Because of me? He's gone.
This is the memorial. This is the infamous gravestone that people were talking about. You might have seen on Twitter. I mentioned it on Twitter. People were talking about it everywhere. Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, all kinds of places. People were talking about this. This is a gravestone. And it's supposed to be a memorial for Ruby and also Penny, I believe. Definitely Ruby for sure. Team Ruby. No one could tell because for some reason this looks like nothing. This art tells me nothing. I don't read this as a memorial. I can understand it because it looks like a stone with the cracks in it. Why did you not write names on here? Especially if, like, you're showing this to a public audience. Like, if it's something like everyone on the team has, like, the script, and so they can look at the script and see the storyboard and be like, oh yes, we understand this is, you know, where's Pietro and Maria? They're gone forever. But if it's like something like everyone who's working on the project has the script so they know what this is supposed to say, that's one thing. If you're showing this to a public audience, you should, if you won't write it on the like storyboard art itself, have a note pop up. Like how that note popped up that labeled everyone that I just read off, you know? Have a note pop up that says, like, that tells us, especially if you're showing this to a public audience. That would take nanoseconds. But because, yeah, why is the stone cracked? Did they find, like, a cruddy stone? Thank you, Stereotype Gamer. So, do none of these refugees remember the time they were angry at Ruby's sister and watched Ruby's friend apparently murder Penny? The fact that no one seems to recognize them from the Vital Festival, like, when Ruby shows up at Pietro's, and Pietro is like, you're Team Ruby. And Ruby's like, how do you know us? It's like, you made it to the finals in the Vital Festival. That's kind of a bit, you should be considered a celebrity to some degree. If Hera is considered a celebrity because she went to, like, nationals for Signal. Signal? No, it wasn't Signal. One of them. If Hera is considered a celebrity because she went to nationals a couple of times, then anyone who makes it to the end of the Vital Festival should definitely be considered celebrities, especially when it's the girl who broke someone's leg. Thank you again, Mar. Fun fact, Team Ruby does, in fact, hear Casey singing every time they get into a fight. I asked Ruby herself at RTX. Cute. Nice. Cool. But yeah, like if you're showing this to the audience, you should have a note on here. It'd be so easy to just throw that on before you export the file to show to everybody. Because, like, the point of a storyboard is to display all the important information, and this is important information. Knowing whose gravestone this is important information. Thank you again, Mar. I thought it was all in her head. You guys hear that too? Was her answer to be specific? Cute. That's precious. Especially because with this memorial, there's also, like, Winter wrote "Don't come back" on the back. And when people thought this might be, because she's talking about Ironwood here, so it's understandable how people were uncertain if she's talking about Ironwood specifically or Team Ruby specifically. Like, because she's talking about, like, Team Ruby and Penny, but also I worked for Ironwood longer than I should have, blah. So it's like, well, oh, this is Ironwood's grave, or oh, this is Ruby's grave. If it's unclear, like, your dialogue is not clear enough because you're referencing many people, throw it on here. And then they don't come back. It doesn't even... We'll get to it. I'll keep playing.
Forever. You were the one who believed in people.
See? See that? Right there? 2 people shoving in the background. You could have just thrown that on there. Could have just thrown that on there that says Team Ruby's grave, or something like that. It's so easy. They did it with the storyboard already. They could have just done that.
If they could be good.
Thank you, Josh. So, where's the memorial for everyone who died at the crossroads? Not gonna mention them? I know, right? God, they love doing things and then forgetting that they did that. And everyone else, and man, all the heartless people who are just like, well, because they're background characters. They don't matter. It doesn't matter when it happens to them. Oh, really? Because it sure did matter when Ironwood was potentially going to hurt them, and he's the bad guy because he didn't want to save every single one of them. But now, oh, we don't need a memorial for those guys. They were background characters. They don't matter. They mattered when we were trying to villainize Ironwood, but now that they died on Team Ruby's behalf, they were background nobodies. This does look like an ice cream vendor. You are 100% right, Green Sprite. This looks like an ice cream cart. Like, so much. 100%. I can only picture this as, like, the one you see in Animal Crossing. Like, it's neon pink with blue. Let's keep going.
Whitley, Mother, they've worked hard to make amends. To fit in.
I don't care about Whitley and Mother working hard to fit in. I do not care. I don't... Why? Oh god, we're out of Atlas. We don't need to keep dragging the Atlas crap around with us. I don't care about how the rich people are getting along. It's not important to the story. If we're gonna care about this, I don't want it to be Willow and Whitley getting along. I want to see how Winter and Weiss are getting along. You know, our 2 actual main characters, not the background side characters that people got obsessed with for no reason because they like their designs. Like, I want them to be gone. We did this. If you wanted to have a story about Winter and, no, god damn it, Willow and Whitley, then you had so much opportunity. We introduced these characters in Volume 4. It's Volume 9 now. They've had plenty of time to do something. We had an entire Atlas arc. If we wanted to develop these characters, that would have been the time. Now, I don't want to see it. I do not care. We do not have the time to faff around giving these 2 losers more development. They're fine. They've done their part. We've had the part... They care about each other now. They realize that they were being bad people before. Woo! We've done it. We've done it. We've finished this arc. I don't need to see it anymore.
One step at a time.
No one...
Though I do like the idea of like, anti-alcoholics hanging out. That is good. I am into that. Like, that was good. Like, them, like, being out of alcohol problems together, good. That is something I'm totally down for seeing. I don't want it to be like a arc. I don't want it to be a substantial amount of screen time, but it is a nice detail to throw in there. You know, that's the thing that people get messed up sometimes, is that I can, like, something can be a really good thing to see without being a major component to the show. Especially, like, something like this can just lead to fantastic, like, fan material, like fan fictions and fan art, where the fans can, like, really launch off with that kind of stuff. It doesn't need to be a, like, key screen time element for 90% of the volume. It can just be a good moment. And I think that's something, a lot of great elements that the fans work with and helps the show are just the little moments that you stereotype, hanging out or chilling. Nice. Nice. Good. I don't ship Willow and Crow. He could do better. He could do way better than Willow. But that's another thing. I'm also just very fond of friendship in shows, and I think Crow and Willow being friends over this sounds like a very fun dynamic. Let's keep going. Boop.
Determination or hard work will change where we find ourselves now.
Filthy schmees! Not so high and mighty now, are you?
Why? You horrible people! Your house got destroyed, just like us. Cool. Wow, what a cool person. What? Why? What are you gaining from this? Like, if you want people to, like, be upset at the Schnees, there are definitely ways to do it. It's, hey, you! Giving food to a sad, starving child! Fuck you! I'm the hero of this scenario. Look at me. like, if you want to do this, have it be a thing. Like, there can be ways we can do that. But also, yeah, oh no, rich oppression. Yeah, that too. Just like, oh, feel so bad. Feel so bad for them that now all those filthy, low-life, poor folk now have to see them. They can't just hate the Schnees from afar. Now they hate them in their faces. Here, randomly. Like, it's so weird. Like if Willow was doing something like not helping out, like if she was arguing about, no, I don't want to do this manual labor, I don't want to do that, oh, I'm just not used to this, I always paid people to do this, I don't know what I'm doing, and then have someone be like, well, yeah, now you're no better than the rest of us. You know, you get off your high horse, you stop being such a rich, uptight bitch, because we're all living in the slums together. That would be something, but that scenario means that Willow has to be presented as the bad guy, and we can't do that. The poor, rich family. This scavenger poor person is the villain of this scenario. All Willow was doing was feeding a poor, starving baby. Willow was literally doing one of the nicest things you could have a human being do. Feeding a starving child. Because they don't want Willow to be seen as the bad guy. This isn't them growing. This is not an opportunity for Willow and Whitley and the rest of the Schnees to grow and face the, like, consequences of their actions. This is... Don't you feel bad? Aren't these characters poor? They're trying so hard. They didn't know any better. There's a really big problem I've been thinking about with RWBY, is that there's never any consequences for anyone's actions. And that's part of the problem. It ties into my RWBY are not heroes video, is that there's no consequences for their actions, ever. Thank you, M3D. Honestly, another thing that makes this hard to take seriously was their asinine decision to funnel everybody into Vacuo for no reason. Yes, and they'll never mention it. I guarantee no one will ever be like, well, why didn't we go to this other place? Why did we all have to go to Vacuo? Some of us couldn't go to Menagerie, to Vale, to Haven. Haven's perfectly fine. Haven is perfectly fine. It is not destroyed. It is a generally big area. Why didn't we go to Haven? Haven has a lot of vegetation and everything everywhere. Yeah, pity points. You're right, Flood. It's pity points. Yeah, this is not, like, if you're gonna have a moment like this, there needs to be a reason for it. This is just, oh, boo-hoo, poor Willow, suffering. She was the villain that abused her kids and was an alcoholic. If you read the comics, she abused her kids. I'm guessing they're quietly pretending like that part never happened. Willow wasn't the bad guy. She was just sad and drinking. And you can definitely understand that Rooster Teeth would empathize with the people who drink a lot. They're not bad people because they drink a lot and don't spend any time with their kids. They're just misunderstood. Man.
What's it like living at our level?
I'm sorry.
We're leaving, okay?
Don't you dare come back here and feed our children. We'd rather have our children starve and die than have someone who used to be rich give them food. Take that. Thank you again, Ninja Grime. Speaking of no consequences, the rest of this epilogue doubles down on that. No, it doesn't. No. No. God, we're not even 2 minutes in. I didn't realize this was 6 minutes long. I found the video yesterday so I could make the thumbnail. Or not yesterday, the day before. Yeah, when I made the thumbnail, I looked it up and I didn't realize it was 6 damn minutes long. 6 minutes? It's not an epilogue at that point. There's no way this would have been an end credit sequence or whatever. I'll wait till throw out my theories, my tinfoil hat theories, till after we finish it, because maybe something we see will change my mind. But what I think this is it's not, it was never the epilogue, it was never an end credit sequence, and it's not even going to be the opening to Volume 10. I think this was probably a first draft for something, and then because we see Raven, and then they changed their mind, and they changed things. But they kept this around because it has all those characters we all wanted to see. We all wanted to see Crow, and Team Coffee, and Team Sun, and Team Juniper, and Willow, and Winter. So if they kept this around, kept the storyboard around, then they had something, and they knew they had nothing they could announce at RTX. So now they do. They have something to show off, and they could be, oh, everyone cried. Look how poor and sad Willow is. Not a dry eye in the audience. Thank you, Cutie Pie. Ruby has to stop doing social issues. It's always so tone deaf. Yes. Oh my god. I don't know why. They, like, after the White Fang, after they failed and fumbled with the White Fang so poorly, I am amazed they would attempt to do, and, you know, it's not for everybody, guys. Not everyone can be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You know, not everyone can be Cowboy Bebop. Not everyone can be Avatar The Last Airbender. Just tell a story. Every time you bog it down with this crap, you just end up ruining key aspects of your story. But yeah. We'd rather have our children starve and die than have a Schnee near us. Only the Schnees, though. Not any of the other rich upper crust folks who lived in Atlas. We can't tell which ones they are, but we can tell you're a Schnee because of your white hair, and we hate you arbitrarily. Even though it's probably the only thing fueling, like, fires around us, the bullets for our weaponry to keep us safe and protected from the Grimm, and also our new Winter Maiden, who is also the key thing keeping us safe and protected from the Grimm, are all Schnee related. It's all the Schnee Dust Company. We're getting the dust from the Schnees, and that keeps us safe and protected, and that's what we're eating and fighting off monsters and baddies with, and then our Winter Maiden flew in and saved the day. And she's a Schnee, but also, fuck you, Schnees. We don't want your help and protection, unless it's actually gonna protect us, but then we'll still yell at you about it anyway. Boo! I expected Winter to basically become like Jesus to these people. Thank you again, Ninja Grime. You could remove the White Fang plot from the story and nothing would change. No, something would change. It'd be better. But you're not wrong. I expected when Winter flew in, flying over everyone, and saved the day at the end of Volume 8, I expected her to become like a Jesus figure to them. Basically, like, they maybe not worship her, like maybe there would be a small subsect who becomes like a maiden cult. That could be an interesting thing to look into. But just like, that's our hero. We do everything for her. She's also the strongest one here, and she stops the monsters. That's cool. We follow her because she will keep us safe and protected, guaranteed, you know? But no. Apparently we're still going for this.
Let's just leave.
What do you do when there's no hope left?
Who are these people? Oh, it's Fiona's. Oh, I see. And Marrow. I see. What do you do when there's no hope left? I don't know. Don't sit there walking around looking all sad and shit. Yeah, Winter Cult. Yes, you're right. Jay Blue-Eyed Stares. Winter Cult becomes the new Salem Cult. That would make sense. That would be interesting key themes that play parallel roles between important elements of the show. Specifically, this is a story about gods. Worship is an element about gods that is interesting. We know the gods. There's the brother gods. Ozma and Salem were treated like gods. The maidens could be considered gods. That could be an interesting theme that ties it all together. And Ruby rolls up with her godlike ability, the Silver Eyes. That could be the themes we play with, but no. It's not. No, it's not.
You would know what to do, sister.
You would know what to do, sister? Weiss? Weiss would know what to do? Winter, you're older. You're in the military. Weiss is not even, like, particularly clever. Like, she's smart. What, like, are you talking about, like, empathizing with others? Because the question she just said was, what do you do when there's no more hope? Weiss would know what to do. What? I can understand being sad and wishing Weiss was there. But what are you talking about? They're just saying things. Like, this is just... We're just saying things. Like, this has never been a relationship with Winter and Weiss. Weiss would know what to do. Would she? Would she? Since when? Since when have you ever felt this way? I don't... We're just saying shit. This feels fake. I feel like they could have just made the storyboard last second, threw it together, just to have something that sounds kind of sad and kind of like tearjerker-y, regardless of if it is related to anything Ruby related at all, just so they could show this at RTX. That's... Oh my god.
You were the true heir to the Schnee name.
No one cares.
You and your friends.
No one cares about the heir to the Schnee. No one fucking cares. It's gone. It's dead. No one cares. No one in universe should care either. You know what's the heir to the Schnee name? A pile of rubble underneath tons of ocean water. It's all gone. No one cares. Thank you, NXRD. Modern writing. Main character is best character because we said so. So you should believe it too. You're so right. They're good. So believe they're good. They are so good, aren't they? Elizabeth Maxwell. Yeah, fine, whatever. I can cash this today, right? Weiss, the wisest of the group. Like, I would understand, like, I would even understand her saying Penny would know what to do. Or Ruby. Even though she didn't really talk to Ruby. But definitely Penny. Not Weiss. Are you just making things up about your characters? You're just making shit up. But no one cared about the heiress to the Schnee Dust Company. You know? In Volume 1, we implied maybe someone might when Blake recognized her, but that never became a thing. We never leaned into that idea, we never explored it more, and now it's far too late. And now it's all just ashes and rubble. It's a pile, but the only thing keeping the Schnee name alive is various out-of-line people yelling at Willow for feeding their children. This is not an issue. I do not care about this issue. No one in universe should care about this issue. You know who cares? You know who doesn't care about who's next in line for the Schnee name? Salem. Why would she give a fuck? Why should any of us give a fuck? Why do you present us with, here's the big bad evil lady and she's gonna fly in and kill us all. But wait! Who's next in line at the Schnee Dust Company? What? Messiah Complex, boy am I late. Hi. You're not that late. We've only been going for an hour and a half. Yeah. Hi. Hi, nice to see you, Messiah. Let's keep going.
You did everything you could to save the world. You would be so disappointed in us.
Why? Why would she be disappointed in you? You guys are doing fine. What do you mean she'd be disappointed in you? What do you mean she'd be disappointed in you? I feel like that meme from Hot Ones with Jennifer Lawrence, where she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Where she's like crying because of how hot it is and he's like asking her to do another one. That's what I feel like right now. What do you mean she'd be disappointed in you? You're not doing anything wrong. You're feeding people. Everyone's alive. You know, a good majority of folks seem to be alive. The Grimm are gone. You've made it to Vacuo, it looks like. Shade Academy, it looks like you've made it. You've made there long enough to erect a giant monument in these girls' honor, and you're going around feeding people. Even Weiss's, like, shitbag family, who were full of themselves, is going around feeding children. Why would Weiss be disappointed? What would she be disappointed by? There's nothing bad happening. What, people are sad? Guess what? Yeah. War grounds aren't really chipper places to hang out. They're at war with Salem. Of course they're not thrilled. Why would she be disappointed? This makes no... you're just saying shit. I'm so confused. Thank you, Josh does a thing. Yes, because sitting around half a volume drinking tea counts as doing everything to save the world. I know. I know. I was gonna bring it up, but I was like, it's too exhausting at this point. Like, I guess you did talk to Ambrosius. You did magically pull the answer out of your ass to make the teleportation thing, so I guess you did everything you could. Also, I'm just gonna say, I hate this hat. Not into the hat. I'm not, like, she didn't leave with a hat. So why does she have a hat? Where did she get the hat? Why doesn't he have a hat? Why do you have a hat now?
Whitley, you really should cover up.
Yeah. Marie ID. Meanwhile, Weiss cheerleader jumping. She'd be so disappointed. Woo! Yeah! Thank you, Brian. Where are Tyrion and Mercury? Are they? I don't think they're in this. I don't know. They should be here by now. They left way before these people. Like, they left... I don't know how long it takes to fly across the world, but Vacuo isn't even that far from Atlas. Like, if Atlas is up here... Like, if this is the map, you know, like, you can envision it here. Atlas is up here. Vacuo is... here, isn't it? No. Yeah, Vacuo was like in here, this section. It shouldn't take that long to fly there. They should at least be there by now, with however much time has happened. You know.
Won't hide forever. Clyde!
Why do you have an airship? Why did you get an airship? What are we doing? What are we doing? Critter, your Volume 9 pre-write was way better than the official volume. Thank you. Thank you. I agree. My Volume 9 pre-write doesn't have an allegory for suicide in it. So...
Maybe it's for the best that you did.
Yeah, so she carved "Don't come back" in here. Okay, so the thing is, people it feels more clear that she's talking about Weiss because she was touching the monolith when she was like, Weiss would be so disappointed in us. So that makes it a bit more clear. But when people were uncertain, because also don't come back sounds very mean. It's an inherently aggressive term, you know? So when people thought this might be Ironwood's gravestone, carving don't come back into it felt so weirdly spiteful. And I understand why people didn't like that. But knowing this is Team Ruby's grave, and that's where, like, clarifying whose fucking grave this is kind of important, you know? But don't come back, it sounds still spiteful. And the thing is, I don't remember who it was. I left a comment with someone on Twitter, but it was like, it could instead be something like, I hope you're in a better place, or something like that, you know? Sorry we let you down. Don't come back. It's supposed to be like, don't come back because we're not doing good. It doesn't sound that don't come back alone. Those words feel charged, very angrily charged. Like, yeah, you better not come back, and don't you dare come back. You know, like an aggressive, like a threat, rather than a moment of sorrow, like how this is supposed to be. So, a terrible word choice. You could bother writing out don't come back, but you couldn't bother writing out whose grave this was. We have fallen. That's another good one, Wild Pilot. There's so many other, please move on or keep moving forward. That's another great idea, Eric. There's so many things, or just, I'm sorry. You're right, Mia. Yeah, there's so many things we could have gone with. Don't come back not only doesn't make sense, but is so weirdly aggressive feeling for a gravestone. Thank you, Not All That Evil. It being Ironwood's grave at least made some kind of sense. Weiss's grave, though? Yeah, because it feels so... You're right, because it feels so angry. So, telling Ironwood, don't come back? Wow, thank you. Thank you, Green. Love your vids, Critter. Thoughts on Maiden Winter? I think it's a good idea. I think there's a lot of potential with Winter being the maiden. I think it makes sense. I wish we could have gone straight into Winter being the maiden rather than doing the Penny thing, because it kind of feels pointless with the Penny part, but I understand. I think Winter has a lot of potential to grow in an interesting way. Like, I think she'll be very forlorn, she'll doubt herself a lot, she'll overthink it a lot, and she'll probably be, like, out on the front lines, like, constantly. Like, I can save everybody, so I should be. I can't just sit back and hide like all the other maidens did. I need to be there, and I need to protect everyone. And I think that could be very interesting, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. What they actually end up doing with her, we'll see. I hope they fix her flying. The, like, particle effect of her flying is hard on the eyes, so I hope they can make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Maybe less like falling snow and more like an icy wind, you know? Something that's not so, like, hard to see, especially when she's moving around a lot. But whatever. Yeah, bad choice. All of this is a bad choice. The monolith is a bad choice. Don't come back was a bad choice. Just all of that. Yeah, keyword potential. You're not wrong. Let's keep going.
Didn't have to see this Weiss.
Call me crazy, but I'm actually feeling a little optimistic about it.
Why? Why is he optimistic? Here's another thing. Bro, shut up. Let me watch the video. Well, you can, right now. Courtesy of Accent Kisses. If you want, you can hit pause on this stream. It won't pause, but you can, like, exit the stream and you can watch the video and just type in Ruby. I spelled it wrong, but you can type in Ruby Volume 9 Epilogue and you can watch it all. So then, if you don't want to hear me babble over it, you can watch it yourself. And make sure to give Accent Kisses a thank of appreciation for posting this. They didn't have to. And it's very nice quality that they've posted it at too. So thank you, Accent Kisses. Why is Crow so optimistic? You know, that's so weird, right? Like, because, also, how does he know that they're here? Because I was thinking about this. I was in the shower. After I heard that Crow was here, I was sitting there, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, how did he get here? Because there's no cross communication in the world, right? So what would have... Okay, so, like, they can't call him. Like, Winter could have, like... And he wouldn't have known, because I don't know if he would have even known what their plan was, you know? The last we saw of Crow, he was talking to Winter, and, like, she was like, speaking of help, and then Winter went off and they did their whole thing. So if there's a way, maybe they could have told Winter what their plan was then, and he knew to go to evacuate, like, that way. But we don't know that for sure. I definitely thought, yeah, shower thoughts do go deep. I definitely thought Crow and the Aesops had no idea where anyone had gone, because he's sitting there calling out to Ruby and Yang at the end of Volume 8, and like, it could have been, I don't know. But if, supposedly he knows how to get here, but if he didn't, then how did they tell him? They can't call him. There's no cross-communication, like thing, because of the tower. The towers are all gone. Could Amity Tower be repaired? Not quickly. It crashed in the middle of the tundra. And even then, like, the communication tower for local communication in Atlas would have been gone because it sank with the rest of Atlas. So I guess they could have wrote a letter, but who's gonna deliver the letter to the destroyed city, Atlas? You know, what are they gonna do? Oh, send it to Crow. He's in an airship somewhere. Like, it's such a minute detail, but the more you think about it, the more it's like, but how did he get here? And on top of that, why is he so optimistic and positive? Because I'm fine with not everyone. I am happy with the idea of not everyone being sad, sappy, whiny babies about everything. I don't know. His 2 nieces are presumably dead, and he's like, I'm feeling kind of chipper. Like, I don't know. If anything, I think, like, I don't know. His optimism, because he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would handle loss well, because he's lost a lot of people in his life. So why is he all chipper? Aw, man, Yang and Ruby are dead. In a good mood, though. I gotta hang out with my new AA buddy, Willow.
Thanks. Go figure. Don't get me wrong. It's bad. In fact, it's bad.
Look at all these terrible, sad faces. Oh, Weiss would be so disappointed as everyone's laughing and playing around and they're singing and they're having a good time. Everyone is smiling. Weiss would be so disappointed. Don't come back. You wouldn't like how things have turned out. Things have probably never been worse. Things have probably never been worse. Look how happy this guy is. Things have never been worse. What do you mean? How are things bad? Is it resources? Is it food? If it's that bad, like, explain that it's the food, right? Like, if that's the thing that's the problem, rather than show me a crew of people hanging out having a fun time, like, explain to us that the food is the problem. Or, like, if that, like, what is the problem? You can't have a character sit there and say things are so dang bad. Well, oh, God.
And yet, you can still see the good in the small things.
Oh, you can still see the good in small things. Unless you're a schnee giving a kid some food, then fuck you. Those other, like the Aesops, I'm pretty sure that was, they're getting supplies for everyone. That's good. But if you're a schnee giving a kid food, bad news. Yes, Messiah, like, Messiah, you're right. Show me why you're sad. If things are bad, you have to explain why they're bad. Oh, it's like, why am I not surprised? Because they did this in Atlas too. Oh man, Mantle really is rough. Things are looking really bad down there. Why? Because it's nighttime? Because there's people wearing, like, fingerless gloves? Are we meant to believe everyone is homeless down there? You can't just say things are bad and then not tell us why they're bad. How are they bad? Ugh, God, it's gonna be that all over again. They're just gonna repeat, because they always do that. They always just repeat the same things over and over again with their stories. Like they just are on repeat with their plot lines, and it's just gonna be that all over again. I can already tell. It's just gonna be Mantle and Atlas again, but now we're in Vacuo. And no one in Vacuo will get to, like, develop or shine, because we're doing the Atlas thing again on repeat.
Acts of kindness. People trying to atone for past wrongs. Like an oasis in the desert. It's all a matter of perspective.
I'm so chipper as I save a man who's tripping arbitrarily next to me. Like, I don't know. There's so many, I don't know. Like, if you're gonna explain why things are bad, show us? It's so, like, I understand having, like, this is why he's optimistic, because he's seeing the good in things, but also your nieces are presumably dead. I don't understand how, other people are being nice to people is good. That makes you all chipper and happy. I don't know. Then this did not need to be 6 minutes long. I feel like especially this crow section has been thrown in here for no reason to just, like, make this longer because they needed something to show off at RTX. Is this ending Skywalker? So is this ending better than the canon one? No. Not at all. He's chipper because it's the same as Clover? Oh, another reason. I'm so happy as I remind myself of that dead guy I was really close to. I don't think this is better than the canon ending at all. I'm really glad we did not get this. Like, if this was actually a storyboard, and, like, this was, like, an idea that they were having for an epilogue, they cut it for a reason. And it's not because, like, a good portion was probably because, like, they needed to build all these assets, and they probably didn't have the time or budget to not only build all of Vacuo, like, in their engine and stuff, but then they have to animate all of this, all 6 minutes of this. That's a lot of time. That is a long chunk to animate, and they did not have the time or resources on top of everything else they would need to build. So they cut that probably for that reason, but also they probably sat there and realized this is not a good scene. I can't, like, if I went to RTX and this is what they'd show me, I would not be that thrilled.
Yes, an old friend taught me that.
Oh. And you know how much I ship Crow and Clover together. Thank you, Wild Pilot. Critter, I know you don't care for the books, but how much do you want to bet they're going to ignore all the world building done in those books? 1 million. Literally a million percent. I would put my life down. I would bet everything I have that if they reference anything, it'll be tiny, minuscule references. Like, I think at most, like, it'll be like, Xanth Rumpel, you know, one of the teachers they introduced, and then Theodore. Is that his name? Yeah. Theodore? Yeah, the headmaster. Like, those two might be there. Definitely Theodore. I don't know if they described what he looks like in the book, but he'll at least have the name. But everything else from the books, not the slightest. We won't see that, like, settlement that Team Coffee are hanging out with. We won't see that little boy who has, like, psychic powers. I didn't finish reading it. I just remember there was a little boy who was important or whatever. He was sad all the time. They mention, like, crab monsters. They don't call them Grim. They specifically call them crab-like monsters. And, like, that's, like, the first thing. That's the very first thing in the books, is they're fighting these crab monsters, but they're not Grim. They're just crab monsters. We're definitely not going to see that. We're not going to see the old lady who was in charge of that one settlement that Team Coffee was hanging out at. We're not going to see Carmen or the other dude either. At most, they might get referenced. That's it. There might be a picture on a wall, or someone might name drop something. Other than that, nothing. Not a single thing. is going to be actually talked about. Even if we see Team Coffee and Team Sun, if they say anything, it'll be vague at best, you know? Let's keep going.
Ready, catch.
We better hope Willow doesn't show up and try giving any of these kids food. That was so dumb. I'm never gonna get over that. How dare she feed our children? Oh man. Thought the crab was a regular animal to eat? Yeah, but it was like a monster crab. Like, it was big. It wasn't a normal crab. We've never seen a... like, the only animals in RWBY we've seen is Zwei. I'm pretty sure. And then, like, a horse somewhere. Yeah, Amber was riding around on a horse. We don't see normal animals often. And so an abnormal animal, like a monster crab type deal, and even just a crab that's weirdly bigger than normal, like, that's not a thing we've ever established in this universe. Okay, let's keep on going. Yeah, it's Robin.
It was so important that I made me come all the way down here.
You can't spend all your time taking meetings in shade. Come on.
Is this one of those just wait, it's a surprise things? I'm not really
Shut up a second. Here.
This is it. This is the thumbnail. This is the thumbnail. Is it like a hologram type deal, or is it like a mural on a wall? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a mural on a wall. Let me keep watching, maybe they'll explain it. But give me a second.
things might be bad. But my biggest regret is that none of you are here to see the
Okay, so I think it's like a painting or like a hologram or something. What message? What message? It is a mural? Okay. It's what message? What message is it? What message remember her message? What message? She didn't give a message. Like when she hijacked the radio stations and had the message out to the world where she asked them for help. She didn't say anything remarkably... Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. Give me a second. I'm hiding that for a second. Let's see if we can find it on YouTube. RWBY message to the world. It's not on YouTube. Dang. Dang. Oh wait, nope. Hold on, let me find something. Give me a second. I found a video. It's called RWBY Volume 8, but only when RWBY is on screen. No, it probably won't involve the whole... Oh wait, it might. It might involve the whole message, because she's on screen the whole time. No, it wouldn't. Dang. I was gonna pull it up to see if we could talk about it. I can't find it on YouTube though. I'll bring that back. Hold on. Sorry. I wanted to go over what her message said. So, because I don't remember her saying anything all that hopeful? All that super inspiring? But just like, other than we can work together. Things are bad, but we could work together. But Salem is real. There's an evil immortal witch who lives for all of eternity. But we could beat her if we all work together. That's her message. Why would we... Why only RWBY? Why only RWBY? Because she was the one who went to the screen? Why only RWBY? Why not all of Team RWBY? Like, I know if we're gonna, immortalize any of them, why wasn't all of Team RWBY? And also Juniper. You know, they were there too. They were right there with you. Why only Ruby? And this feels dumb. Like, I don't think... I don't know. I wouldn't think anyone would have... Like, we're not gonna do this with Winter. Winter's still walking around with people verbally berating her mother in front of her. With the, like on the ground with people. Even though she's the Winter Maiden and she has magic powers and fought off the Grimm army in the Sandstorm. But we are going to memorialize and do this with the girl who was on TV for a couple of minutes. The girl who said, "We got this." And this is, it feels like if you've... The Hunger Games. So, like, they try painting up Katniss as this, like, savior type girl, and they do commercials with her, and she's like, "I don't think it should be me," and they're like, "Oh, but you're the face of it, because you did the thing with the Hunger Games." And that feels like that. Like, it's just because Ruby was arbitrarily the one who was the one in the video, now they're doing it with Penny. Or it could have been, or Ruby, you're right, sorry, I looked at Medea's comment there. It could have been Penny. Penny would have made more sense. Penny had a better message. I don't know. I don't know. Like, oh, God. I don't know. How many memorials do we need? You know, we have a gravestone dedicated to Team Ruby somewhere, and then also with this is probably another reason why people thought the gravestone was for Ironwood, because this is also the Ruby memorial. How many memorials do we need for these 4 girls? If we're not going to memorialize the others who fell and died, are we going to immortalize Vine? You know, Vine sacrificed himself too. How about Penny? Are we immortalizing any of them anyhow? Just Team Ruby because they're the heroes, but we keep forgetting to make them do the good things throughout the stories? Let's keep going.
Good, you started.
Okay, so it is a painting on a wall. Ugh, I think that's dumb. You know, they said not a dry eye in the audience. I can't imagine this making anybody cry. This wouldn't make me cry, that's for sure.
Because you did start something.
Also, she's getting immortalized. She's getting immortalized for stealing Ironwood's idea. Wait a minute. Did we not wait a minute? Because that was Ironwood's idea. That's why Ironwood was rebuilding Amity Tower. Because he wanted to send the message out to the world about Salem. But he wanted to wait for them to, like, they would handle it locally first with Atlas. So then they could handle the influx of Grimm attacks that would definitely happen from the panic that caused. And then they would, like, broadcast to the world, and they would send out, like, the Aesops and other people and other, like, specialized individuals around the world to help with everyone during the announcements, to help them with their influx of Grimm attacks. That was the plan. And then he had to change plans because Salem was already there, and he was like, well, then I guess I'll save everyone I can by floating Atlas up to safety. Get everyone as I can onto Atlas, and then, like, bounce out of here to ensure their safety. And everyone always acts like they were, like, ignoring Mantle. There was so many airships down in Mantle. There was a whole episode showing the Aesops and Team Ruby fighting off the Grimm and shuttling a buttload of people onto airships to get them up into Atlas out of Mantle. But this was Ironwood's idea, and we're immortalizing Ruby for it? She just stole his idea, and when she did it, like, but, oh God, this is why I didn't want to do the Ironwood shit anymore, because it's such a dumb thing, and everyone argues over it, and I don't want to do this anymore. I'm so sick of talking about Ironwood, guys. I'm sick of talking about Atlas, and Mantle, and the Aesops. Like this, they weren't a fun plot point during volumes 7 or 8, and man, man, geez, oh Petey. Thank you, Ninja Grime. It's crazy that Ruby was against the idea in Volume 7, only to go through with it anyway in Volume 8. Yeah, it's weird that, like, they started out and they're like, wow, I don't know how I feel about that. That's kind of, I don't know. But then at the end of the volume, he's announcing it to the world, and he's holding Robin's hand. Well, he's announcing it to Atlas and Mantle, and he's holding Robin's hand to prove that he's not lying. And Ruby's like, he's actually doing it. And the way she says it implies, like it was their idea and he told them no, he didn't want to do it. And then her seeing him actually do it was like, oh my god, he's actually listening to the plan. But no, it was his plan from the beginning. Did they forget that? Did Rooster Teeth just forget that during their own, like, the writing of their own volume? Bye, Skywalker. Have fun. Have fun. The pod will be here when you get back. Alright. Let's keep going. And here's where it gets real stupid. This is the thing that makes me think it was initially not the epilogue. Like, this was a first draft idea for something. Because having it be Raven makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. How did she... Hold on. I'll keep playing for a second.
Fucking Raven. Wait.
So how did this happen? First of all, there's a couple of ways here. First of all, how did Raven find them? Is the implication that the portal... Oh, thank you, NXRD. Thank you. Random question. Would you ever check out the Ruby fan games available? Maybe. It depends what kind of game they are. Like, I know there's one that's in the vein of, like, Ace Attorney. I'm not too interested in that one. The Ace Attorney games don't look like my cup of tea. Other things, yeah, sure. Maybe. It depends. It depends on what the game is. What was I saying? Yeah, so, okay. So is the implication that when they walked through the final portal at the end of Volume 9 with the blacksmith, that they stepped out of this portal? Is that the implication? I don't think so, because how would Raven know that? Unless the idea is initially there was going to be a thing with Raven being in the Ever After, which I think that's what it is. I think initially there was a thing where Raven was going to be in the Ever After, and she could, like, go in there somehow. And it wasn't going to be just a flashback Ruby was seeing to Summer's weapon. It was going to be Raven herself was there. Maybe even having Raven be there in place of the blacksmith or something. And then Raven would explain it, and then Raven would teleport them out of there. That's what I think this is. Like, this is some sort of, like, leftover idea of having Raven play a pivotal role in this volume, but then they were like, that doesn't make any sense, so they cut it. And that's why I don't think this would have ever been an idea. The other implication is that, like, they step out of their portal and they realize they're like, ah, dang, it's like the end of the first Hobbit movie, where the eagles landed us near the Misty Mountain so we can see it, but it's still like, I don't know, a couple days walk away from us. So they step out of their portal from Volume 9, and they're a couple days walk away from Vacuo. And then Raven appears, like, sees them, finds them somehow, and then she teleports them there instantly. But I don't know how she would find them out there. Like, I know she supposedly kept an eye on Yang. I don't know if she's still doing that. I doubt it. After they vanished into, like, the portals into the Ever After, like, how would she know Yang is here right away? Thank you, Mar. To be fair, word of Team Ruby's death probably got back to Raven, so she tried portaling to Yang, and then found them when they arrived. She's bonded to Yang. Yeah, that makes sense, but also, like, she happened to portal to them the instant they came back. Maybe the idea was she would have portaled to Yang and went to the Ever After, and that's how she got there. And that would have been the explanation to why they're here now and how they could get back out of the Ever After. But I bet there was... I bet there was problems with that idea, and they changed it. This feels like something that was a part of a first draft, or at least an earlier draft that did not make it into canon Volume 9. Like, they had to rewrite this. Like, this was an idea that they had to write out of, like, an original idea that ended up changing. So that's what makes me think this isn't actually an epilogue. You know, they call it an epilogue. It's not. This was an original idea, like an earlier draft idea, for how this moment would have panned out, but they changed their ideas during the writing process. That's what I think this is. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not. I doubt they'll ever confirm it. Maybe if we get the commentary for Volume 9, they'll talk about it. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. But then there's another thing. I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna keep going. And then that's it. That's the other thing. Then why show us this? Because they had nothing else to show us at RTX. God, I hate sneezing. Bless me, sorry about that. God, I hate sneezing. Oh, man, I hate it. Wolf Gamercraft, your question. Why show us this then? Because they had nothing else to show us at RTX. They had no new announcements. What else are they going to show us? Just nothing. They have a whole panel that they need to fill, like an hour-long panel. They need something to talk about. They need something to do. Thank you. Thank you for saying bless you, thank you. So they need something to do, and they want to show off something, you know, because they show off something. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all. Didn't release the script for this on Twitter? I don't know. Man, just the line of bless yous. I don't know, like, because they needed something to show off, and this is something. You know, you see all the characters that you wanted to see, like the Aesops, Crow, whatever, etc., etc. But yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, damn you, bodily functions. It doesn't make sense with Raven's personality, because it makes sense. Like, the last we saw of Raven, she was screaming and yelling at Yang about how she's a scared little girl who's shaking, and Yang was dunking on her that she's just as much of a coward as she is, and then she disappeared and went to hang out with Ty, or she at least she used Ty to teleport out of there. And that was in Volume 5. We haven't heard anything about Raven since then. We have had no information about Raven since that moment, and, like, this, like, being nice and helping out, I see she could, maybe, do something like this, but, oh wait, you're right, they did release a script like this. Hold on, let me pull it up on Twitter, because I remember the official Ruby Twitter tweeted about it, and, it came from Eddie. So let me pull that up real quick. Not that one, that one. I'm just using my phone, give me a second. Because maybe that says something that I'm missing here. Because, like, I don't see how Raven would be chill with everyone. I don't see how everyone else would be chill with her. I don't see how Crow especially, and Yang especially, would be chill with her. Because she's a bad person. Yeah, Eddie Rivas tweeted, from the Volume 9 epilogue animatic we showed at the Ruby Open panel. Crow, voiceover, because you did start something. Crow walks from the balcony into a connected room, moves towards the door when suddenly a familiar whoosh, followed by red light, a portal opens. Out steps Raven. Behind her, Ruby, Weiss, Blake, Yang, and John. The girls, who haven't seen Crow yet, stare out at the balcony. Raven looks to Crow, who is still dumbstruck at their sudden appearance. She nods at him. Ruby and John cautiously approach the doors, leading out to the balcony view. We finally see what they see. Amity, no longer a communication tower, but retrofitted into a battleship. Let's see.
What?
So did they find Maria and Pietro? They were in Amity. They were in Amity when it fell. Why would you retrofit it into a battleship? That was what Ironwood was doing. What do you mean? That was what Ironwood's plan was. He wanted to use Amity to rebuild communications. Is it also a communications tower? Do we have global communications again yet? Or is it just a battleship now? Why can't it be both? Is the epilogue in 2 parts? Winter equals right after Volume 8, Crow equals months / a year later? Maybe, because there is a part where he's looking at the mural and then suddenly, like, it cuts to him being on top of a balcony. So maybe? I don't, like, it's not clear. It's hard to tell. There's so many decisions. Thank you. Hi, I like your videos. Thank you, Lore Ibisu, I believe. Thank you. Let's keep seeing. Memorial in the foreground. So yeah, there, and then that's, I guess it's a battle tower now, somehow. I don't, why? Arnwood only mentioned turning into a satellite, not a battleship. Whose idea was it to turn into a battleship? Where is Pietro and Maria? They were on Amity. Did they die? Are they dead? Can we not mention that anywhere? Is that the end of this? That's about the end. We'll finish this up.
You sent a message. And the world answered.
Oh, add Emerald in the shot. We forgot to add her. What message? Was the message slap more guns? Oh my god! It's also a gun! It's the biggest form of it's also a gun! It's a communications tower and a gun! Yeah, how is Amity floating? How did they fix it? How much time has passed? Because no one seems to have aged. Like, they all seem the same age, you know? How long does it take to completely not only scavenge all the parts from Amity Tower, but also retrofit it into a battleship? That, I feel like, would take at least a year, but no one looks any different. But I also think it would probably take longer than a year. And also, how would Ruby's message cause this? Yeah, I don't think Ruby's message would inspire them to slap a gun onto Amity Coliseum. I think the giant evil whale-riding witch who's immortal and has control over all of the Grimm would inspire people to retrofit more guns onto their day-to-day things.
Hey, Crow, are you coming to the meeting or...
Is that the end? Yeah, that's the end of it. Yeah. Man. Not good. I would have hated that if that was the actual ending. The Raven thing makes no sense. It makes no sense. Of all of it, the Raven part is the part that makes the least amount of sense. The Winter thing with the person being mad at her for feeding children makes no sense. There's more that Eddie wrote, so let's read off more of the script that Eddie tweeted about. Surrounding it on all sides are battleships and airships from every kingdom. The last bastion of hope for Remnant. Why? Why from every kingdom? What does the other battleships from the other kingdoms look like? Because they all kind of just look like Atlas battleships, because that's the only ones we've seen. Like, I guess we've seen what Mistral's battleships look like. They look like ships, like boats and stuff. So that's weird. But also, what do you mean the last bastion of hope for Remnant? Like, the other kingdoms are still standing, right? Like, Mistral is still standing. Why did we all come to Vacuo? Why, if Vacuo seems like the place that would have the least amount of resources for them to rely on, why would we all stay in Vacuo? I would think any other place would be a better idea to commit to going to. I'm gonna keep reading. Ruby's the first to speak. Ruby. But how? Crow. You sent a message. They all turn abruptly at his voice. He looks at Raven and then to the newcomers. His eyes well up with tears. The world answered. None of them can believe what is happening. A moment of awe, overwhelming emotion that is soon interrupted by Nora, off-screen. Hey, Crow, are you coming to the meeting or... What meeting? This is the second time... They've mentioned meetings twice. What meetings? Why is Crow in charge of the meeting? Why is Team Honor at the meetings? What meetings? Are we talking about, like, how to find food? Again, why are we in Vacuo? Why does everyone have to be in Vacuo? If this is the last bastion of hope, could we not get the survivors to, like, stable housing somewhere? Where they don't need Willow Schnee handing out loaves of bread to their children? If we were able to fly over and scavenge all the pieces of the destroyed Amity Coliseum off of the tundra in the middle of Atlas, could we not also fly people to, like, Vale and Mistral and Menagerie, so, like, the refugees have more stable housing than just staying here in Vacuo, where they know Salem is gonna be coming next? Hey, all you refugees, thanks for surviving throughout the attack on Atlas. Stay here, at the location we know that Salem will be targeting next. So then you might become double up refugees. More refugee. It's crazy. Bonkers. I'll keep going. Hey, yeah. The doors of the room burst open as Oscar, Ren, and Nora all enter and immediately freeze. Close up on Ruby as she lets out a tiny, joyous gasp. Hey, everyone. A smile begins to cross her lips. We go to black. That's it? I didn't get any of that. I don't know. It's not a very good, epilogue, I would say. It feels like leftover ideas from something else that they've cobbled together because they needed to show off something at RTX. Because this was the biggest thing that came from it. This and the hashtag Greenlight Volume 10, because they don't have Volume 10 confirmed yet. It has not been greenlit. So, this has been the biggest thing people are talking about. Oh, well, also, that. That's the other biggest thing people have been talking about. But a lot of people didn't care about these films, and they're not going to watch this one, or they never watched the first one. This was the biggest thing people talked about, and yeah, they needed to show off something. I don't know. There's a lot of things here. Like, if we're gonna find Raven again, I would like to have a discussion with her. I don't want her to just be, cool, all smiles, chill, happy, fun times with Crow and the others. I want there to be a conversation about it. I don't like Willow being... Not Willow. God, I keep getting their names all mixed up. I don't like people being like, boo, the Schnees. You're poor like the rest of us now. Fuck you. Like, that seems dumb. If we're gonna do something like that, we need to, like, set it up well. I don't know. There's a lot of things that, like, and also Winter is like, oh, why should be so disappointed in us? Why? But why would you be disappointed? A lot of talking about, like, how things are bad. Things are really bad. But also, this is the last bastion of hope. It's the last bastion of hope, but things are so bad. It's like, shuttle people out of here. What makes it bad? Is it resources? That's the thing I'm thinking. That's what I guess it is, because the only thing we've seen is people handing out loaves of bread. If it's that bad, tell us. How is it bad? If not, explain, like, if it's not that, then explain it to us. Thank you, Ninja Grime. I have a feeling that even if it does get greenlit, they'll rush to the end, knowing their current situation. Yeah, that, or it's just gonna get sold off. And I'd rather it get sold off so it can be properly finished by a company that will know what they're doing, that could execute it better. But it might just be... Volume 10 might be the last volume. We all have to start accepting that fact. I don't want it to be, because I feel like they have not set up the ideas of this story in a way where it can be wrapped up with only one volume. But we have to start accepting the fact that it might be the last volume. I hope not, but that might be the reality we're facing. If not the second to last volume, you know? It's definitely going to end soon, and if it hasn't even been greenlit yet, there's no guarantee it's going to get greenlit anytime soon. We don't know what we're looking at, especially with the strikes happening, you know? So I don't know. It's very weird. They could make Volume 10 have 20 episodes? They could, but that's also more expensive. Like you don't just get more episodes. You know, you don't just magically or hand in more episodes. There's a lot of pre-production that comes into these things, and it's all budgeting. So, let me explain it to you, in case you don't know. So how it works is there's several. This takes so many meetings. There are several meetings where, like Rooster Teeth will be meeting with other people, and it'll be like their people who are giving them their money, like the executive producers from like Warner Brothers, people in charge of budgeting and promotion, things like that. And also they'll probably have meetings with other managers, but on smaller scales with like actors and animators, especially if there's a union involved or a guild with this process. They all meet together and they explain what they want to do, and then they all deliberate with each other about what is feasible with what budget. And then they talk about what they can change, what they can remove, what they can alter, what they can add, depending on what they want to do with their budget. And that's how they end up landing on how many episodes they can have, because they have an idea and they are given a certain amount of episodes and they need to fill those episodes. That's why we got only 10 episodes for Volume 9. They wanted to do a lot more, higher quality, but because of that we got less episodes. If Volume 9 had 12 episodes, the production of each episode would have probably been slightly worse because they needed to fill more episodes that way. Having less episodes often means higher quality because of just how budget works. If we gave them 20 episodes, they would need the budget for an extra 10-ish episodes. Thank you, Mar. They probably can't get aerial vehicles out to Vacuo due to the flying grim we saw at the end of Volume 8. Which should really be further testament of why portraying civilians to Vacuo was stupid. I know, there's like, why Vacuo? It's a desert. The deserts are hard to find resources for. Haven was fine. All of Mistral was a-okay. Yeah, Lionheart was dead. He wasn't the president. We could have more. Yes, you're welcome, Tori. I know it's like it's a very, and the thing is, those meetings there will be so many of them and it will last months. And so if you like the way how shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender, the first season has like 26 episodes or something like that. That's because the animation quality in general is much lower for all of those episodes. Also, they probably had to deal with Nickelodeon at the time in order to get a certain amount of episodes initially, and then probably greenlight more episodes on top of that, if that makes sense. So, but the animation, and that's why, Avatar: The Last Airbender, the first season has like 26 episodes, but the last season only has 12. The animation is much higher budget, and the animation is smoother and nicer looking. That's why there's less episodes because of that. Does that all make sense? It's a very complex process that's incredibly boring. And it'll be several different meetings across, it could be months, it could be years, in order to get that all smoothed out and figured out. And that's why things will happen, and it's all just budgeting. Budgeting is always the worst part, because and then they can't add things on top of that because they have a very strict budget that they're trying to fit to. Do I think 20 episodes would fix RWBY? Maybe. It depends. I think it's less how many episodes they have and knowing what they want to do with their story. I felt like, especially in the past, they've had a lot of episodes but didn't actually know what to do with them. Which now, in hindsight, is like, dang, I wish we could have held on to those episodes and moved things along in a better direction, or at least a more well-executed direction, a faster direction, and things like that. I think RWBY, it could wrap up with one volume, but I don't think it's the ending they want it to be. They've had this theme of 3 volumes per kingdom, and there seems to be an idea for that, there's a reason for it. I don't think it's always worked out. I definitely don't think the Mistral arc needed 3 volumes. Volumes 4, 5, and 6, that could have been expedited. Thank you, Ninja Grime. The amount of budget that was siphoned from the main show to work on different shows, different projects is insane. Gray siphoned Volumes 5 and 6 budget for Genlock, yeah, which is dead. And Warner Brothers commissioned the Justice League movie, which took away even more from Volume 9. Yes. And that's kind of that's the double-edged sword of working with a larger company like that, like Warner Brothers. Yeah, you get more of a budget, but also they're your bosses, and if they say do this, then you make a movie, whether you want to or not. Do I think a book could work? I think it could, but RWBY in general is the kind of show that I think works better with the visual medium. Like, the fights is a part of the spectacle of it, and the way semblances work. You know, seeing it is a big element to displaying not only, like, the aesthetic of the world, but also moving the things from point A to point B. A book could do that, but I don't think it'd be the best option. And they still need to pay someone to write the book. It's tough, because I think 2 more volumes could wrap up RWBY. I think what they wanted was 4 more. I think their plan was volumes 10, 11, and 12 would be the end, and then those would be the vacuo volumes, and then maybe at 12 we go back to Vale. They definitely want to go back to Vale. I know that. That will be the ending. And they'll either be 12 will be going back to Vale, or they'll have a 13th volume and that's going back to Vale. I don't know if they have that anymore. I guess if, like, The Walking Dead, which was a show that was failing and falling apart and dying for way too long, if that can get all of the seasons it wanted, I guess RWBY could get it too. We'll have to see, though. Volume 10 isn't even greenlit yet, so there's no reason for speculating on it. We'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. Who knows? It's not going to be just over, I feel like. It is enough of a cash... Well, that's the thing. Is it enough of a cash cow? It's not even greenlit yet. Crunchyroll was a bad decision. I don't know why they committed to putting it on Crunchyroll behind a paid membership thing. That's not... I think that was a very big mistake. Also, not paying their animators. That was another big mistake. There's a lot of controversy around Rooster Teeth. I think the biggest thing that would save RWBY is if it got bought by a different company. If they sold the property, and so a different company could actually finish it, and kind of guarantee the last couple of volumes will be getting made. Because if it stays with Rooster Teeth, there's so much taboo around Rooster Teeth, and it's a tanking company who has no good shows or products. You know, I mentioned it at the beginning, if you go to Makeship, the website, which is a place where you go to, like, make merchandise. It has to get funded, though. They have RWBY merchandise. It's little pins of RWBY's emblems. RWBY's, Weiss's, Blake's, and Yang's emblems. They're not funded yet. And there was a time where that would have been immediately funded. For RWBY? RWBY merch? Doesn't matter how big or small it is, it would have been instantly funded. And they're not funded yet. They're not even close to getting funded. So, you know, it's tough. It's not making the money it needs to. It's a weird one. That's all I really wanted to talk about. You know, just seeing this, I think it's a whole can of worms that was poorly executed. It's too sad for Winter, and that makes no sense. It's too chipper for Crow, and that makes no sense. Raven being there and being chill definitely makes no sense whatsoever. Like, at all. There's a lot of weirdness here. And then the rest of RTX was kind of just like a flop. It was a weird flop. They announced basically nothing, and what they did announce didn't look good. So, that's what I just wanted to talk about. Just wanted to jabberjaw my thoughts on this for a while. Get it all out of me, because I didn't want to make a video, because that sounded boring. And this way I could talk to you all. I guess that's it. The soundtrack comes out soon. It's either the 27th or the 28th. Not next week, but the week after. I'm super jazzed about that. Maybe I'll make a review for the soundtrack, because I really liked the soundtrack. We'll see. It depends on what I have to say. Make sure you drink water. Yeah, that's basically it. I wouldn't call Camp Camp or RVB nothing. Yeah, but RVB's ending. And Camp Camp, they really shot themselves in the foot with Camp Camp. They didn't market it good enough. They killed it themselves. They had no trailers for it. For seasons. So many seasons have come and gone of Camp Camp, and no one ever noticed. Yeah, we'll see. Rooster Teeth's in a weird spot. We're all kind of just, like, looking at it and waiting, like, okay, what's happening? What's gonna happen next? We don't know. We don't know if Volume 10's ever gonna get greenlit. The writer strike and everything. The actor strike as well. It's like all the strikes. That's probably not helping. So yeah. Alright. Thank you all for hanging out. and just listened to me babble for a while. Thank you everyone who donated with super chats. That was very cool of you. That was awesome. You're all awesome and cool. Make sure. Oh, more! Project Rose was amazing. I'll give you $50 to watch your other Project OVA preview on stream. Oh. Okay, 1 second. Because you gave me the $50. Let me see. Ruby, Project Rose, OVA. 1 second. Let me look it up. I'm not seeing it. Is it on YouTube? Project Rose OVA? I'm not seeing it. I don't know what you're talking about. Hold on. I'm still typing away trying to find it. Oh, Cake Station? Oh, Cake Stations! Oh, I've definitely watched that. Yeah. Is that what you're talking about? You're talking about Cake Stations? Well, 100% I've seen it before, but we can watch it again. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can talk about that one. I love Cake Station's work. Actually, fun fact, on my Patreon, I have the current poll, because I have a poll every month for my patrons, and this month's poll was picking a Ruby fan-made project for me to do a video on, and the first OVA was one of the ones that was suggested that people could have voted for. It doesn't seem like it's gonna win. But I will talk about it eventually. Let me... Ruby OVA 2, my friend Cake Station. Yes, cool. I've seen the first one. I thought, here, let me reframe my window to put it more in frame. 1 second. Just gotta reframe my window if I can. Yes. Give me that. Move that. There we go. Yeah, Cake Station. I love Cake Station. They the great work, fantastic work, 10 out of 10. Let me move that over a little bit again. Yeah, okay. Cool. And thank you, Gunner. Odds of Guilty Gear Strive fighter theme reaction? Pretty low. I don't know what that is. Even if I watched it, I would have no reaction to it. So because you donated $50, thank you so much. That was very, very cool of you. Let's check this out. Let's watch this. So let's see what we got going on here. It's just a teaser, so let's see. Is it supposed to be something on screen? Is it? Nope, it's me. Yeah, okay. Let me turn up the volume a little bit. Seems a little bit quiet. Here we go. Ooh. Sad little Jean noises. Cake Station's so good. Oh, here. Bam. Everyone should go and like it. Hit the like button. Cake Station's great. Fantastic. They have such a good, idea of the weight and the movement of the characters. They have it's all so good. Boop. They're good at replicating classic moves from the show as well. It's very smart. It's not easy. It feels like it would be easier than it actually is, but replicating someone else's animation style is difficult, and Cake Station does a very good job at it. is also a fun, like, fight combo. That's really cool. Something I always wanted to see. I always wanted to see them, like, training against each other more often, you know? So this is fun. This is a really fun one. Fun combo, you know? Checkmate versus Arcos. Neat. I would think Blake and Weiss would win just because they have more range and they're faster. But also, Pyrrha's very good. Ooh, cool idea. Oh, that was really cool. Standing on top of it and then rocketing it like it's that was dope. That was really cool. What a good teaser, you know? Like I was already excited for more, but what a good teaser. Yeah. Yeah. Have fun. Oh, that's so exciting. Ah, I see. I see. I see. Yeah, that was great. Dang. Yeah, that was cool. Awesome. Awesome stuff. No, I had not seen that one yet. Cool. As soon as you got here, stream right? Oh, yep, it's me. Oh, I see everyone saying pineapple. I understand. Is anyone there? Can anyone hear me? Is my internet really going out? I think it's storming. No, it's not storming. Does anyone see me? Can anyone hear me? Is anybody out there? Hello? Hello, hello. Am I still out there for anybody? Thank you again, Mar. Another friend of mine who's also part of Project Rose, created an animation called Red Like Roses. Oh, AK Motions. Yeah, I love that one. AK Motions is great. I've seen that one before. Sorry. Yes, I saw. I forgot that our code word was pineapple, and so I was very confused. That pineapple was what everyone was yelling. My internet really seems to be coming and going, which is great because this was the end of it anyway. Did anyone see? I did finish watching it. Did you guys see the ending of me watching it? I didn't say anything too extravagant. Yeah, my internet's just coming and going. I'm just gonna go now. Thank you for showing up. If you can hear me, I'm just gonna go. Thank you so much for the super chats and everything. That was very cool. Internet tells me I should be done, so I'm just gonna be done. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Ninja Grimes, I have seen Dead Fantasy, yes.